Why is it that we feel something so deeply when we look into the eyes of an animal? My name is Randal Ford and I'm an artist and photographer based out of Austin, Texas. 10 years ago, I was hired by Pentagram Design to create portraits of dairy cows. The whole idea was to create a portrait of an animal that hadn't really been seen under a certain light. That sort of snowballed into a series of other portraits that eventually had me dedicating 5 years to photographing over 150 different portraits for a book called The Animal Kingdom. For the Kingdom project, I photographed a range of animals, all with the intention of creating a portrait in studio of these animals. Whether it's a person or whether it's an animal, when you bring them into a studio under the lights, you see something in them that you normally don't see. I think that's a magical element of photographing, whether it's animals or whether it's people in studio. You're creating these moments or these connections that didn't exist before. This portrait that we used on the cover of the book of this Bengal tiger, I have had people tell me that this tiger looks fierce, looks sad, looks regal. It just goes to show the power of these animals and what we see in their eyes. And I believe what we see is a reflection of ourselves. And that's why I think the images that I've created for this book have become so powerful. The Animal Kingdom focused on over 100 different species. My next project, though, will focus on one species that has been by our side for millennia, and that's man's best friend. I want to explore our emotional connections with dogs through the lens of portraiture. There really isn't another animal that we're more connected with than dogs. They're kind of an emotional extension of ourselves. They've evolved with us, they're part of us, they're in every civilization across the planet. My purpose with these portraits is to immortalize the deep, unspoken bond that you have between you and your dog. So the first step of my process is really getting to know my subject, getting on the ground, getting a sense of who they are. That gives them a comfort with me, and it also gives me a sense of kind of what they're all about. I've come to really believe that simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. That mantra really is influential in how I light my subjects in studio. Based on how that animal's fur is reflecting light, I will fine-tune and tweak, just give it a really unique, beautiful feel where we see them in a light otherwise not really seen. It's really important that I can stay focused on that animal, capturing their essence. When I've got an animal in studio that's moving fast, that's giving me all sorts of looks, I have got to stay super focused, on point. I've got my hands on the camera. I'm always ready to capture that split second when an animal may give us a glimpse of its personality. I always shoot tethered to a computer. I need to be seeing the images coming up on a computer screen live, and that allows me to make adjustments on the fly, review the images, and make sure that we're creating the most compelling portraits possible. My finishing treatment to color and contrast an image allows me to further push the image into a place that is tactile, while at the same time soft and aesthetically pleasing. It's analogous to old school photographers working in the darkroom and fine-tuning their image. It takes a good image and turns it into a great image.
After this detailed and intensive process, to see the final collection come full circle and published in a book is such an honor. As W. Bruce Cameron, the author of A Dog's Purpose, says, "When we adopt a dog or any pet, we know it's going to end with us having to say goodbye. But we still do it. And we do it for a very good reason. They bring so much joy and optimism and happiness. They attack every moment of every day with that attitude." My purpose with these portraits is to use my experience and craft to immortalize the essence of these dogs and capture the deep, unspoken, one-of-a-kind bond that we share.